So the last video was about intermittent fasting. I'm going to talk about extended fasting now. So once you get adjusted to the lifestyle of fasting a little bit, and your body gets adapted to that, and you can easily switch between fat burning mode and glucose burning, and we call that metabolic flexibility. That's easily going back and forth between burning carbs for fuel, burning glycogen, and burning ketones. Prolonged fasting is anything that's over really 24 hours. It's something that we're designed to do. It's something that I wouldn't suggest that you do initially unless you're already practicing intermittent fasting. And myself, I just ended a 4-day fast today. Hadn't had any food since Friday. It's Tuesday, and I sort of tracked everything during that time. I tracked my ketones, I tracked my blood glucose, and the reasons why I do this fasting, this extended fasting, is a couple reasons. Number one is health reasons. It really helps the body cleanse itself, and it gives the body the break from eating and a hormonal break from all the food that you consume. So that's primarily it. If you've heard of what's referred to as autophagy, which is actually your body eating its own cells. Autophagy is the word autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating in Greek, I think. But really, when your body goes into a mode where you haven't eaten in over 24 hours, autophagy kicks in. And autophagy breaks down the malfunctioning cells in your body, the cells that you need to get rid of, the extra cells. You might have extra skin if you've lost some weight. You might have extra, skin tags or things like that. And the precancerous cells. Your body actually designed to cleanse that out, but it's not going to go into autophagy until you stop eating for a while. So after like 24 hours, autophagy kicks in, and you start, your body starts doing the cleansing process. It's phenomenal. I like to do the 3, 4, 5-day fasts because of the autophagy benefits, which is reduced risk of cancer and some other, maybe Alzheimer's. It also reduces your insulin sensitivity when you fast. And of course, a good side effect of that is you lose some weight too. You typically lose about a half a pound of fat a day because your body, a pound of fat is equal to 3,600 calories. And you burn typically about 1,900 calories a day, your body does. So you're gonna burn through about a half a pound of fat every day that you don't eat. Now, I go 4-day fast, I probably lost 6 or 7 pounds during that time. Some of that's going to be water weight, and I'm going to gain that back as soon as I start eating. But in the 4 days, I expect that I lost 2, maybe even 3 pounds of fat during that time period. For me, being overweight for 20 plus years and being over 300 pounds at one time, I've lost a lot of inches in my belly. So this is where I've got some extra flab here, I've got some extra fat. It's still hard to get off. I still want to tone that up. The only way I can really do that is to go through periods of fasting. Now, people are concerned for a couple of reasons. First of all, they think they're going to die if they don't eat. They think they're going to starve and they're going to go really hungry, and you don't, because your body is able to switch over, and I didn't feel hungry. The only thing I'd say about it is you feel like eating because you do it by habit and you do it by boredom, and there's other reasons that you eat. Boredom, habit, social reasons. So those are all things, emotional stuff that's going on. Those are all reasons we might eat that aren't related to being hungry. So I didn't have any true hunger. Even when I was fixing some breakfast or some meals for my kids, I was still fine. Just to give you some examples of what my days look like when I was extended fasting. So for example, Monday, on my 3rd day of the fast, I got up in the morning and I went for a little bit of a walk, but then I lifted weights, pretty heavily weight. lifted for about an hour, which is a little bit longer than I usually go. I usually go 45 minutes or so, but I did an hour session, did some major body parts, and was very strong. So I didn't have any strength decreases due to the fasting, but that's really because I'm keto adapted, and I'm fat adapted. So that wasn't an issue at all. And then last night, I played softball for the first time in 20 years. So had that going on too. Softball isn't a lot of cardio. It's a little bit of bursts of energy and so forth, but you have to have your wits about you, and you have to be alert. So didn't have any ill effects from that. Today I walked for over 7 miles on the 4th day of my fast. So I'm going to break that fast this evening, and I'm looking forward to starting out with a light meal and then a bigger meal later on. So a little bit of data from my fasting experiment. Today, when I last measured my ketones and my blood glucose, I was at 4.0 in ketones, and I was at 78 for glucose. This morning I was at 3.6 ketones and about 59 blood glucose, but that was before I went out and did all my walking. So you do kick up some blood glucose when you do some exercise. What happens is your liver produces glucose even when food's not available. It's called gluconeogenesis. It's the building of new glucose from fat. So it takes your fat stores and converts that to glycogen that you can utilize in your bloodstream, and then that can feed your muscles. It can refuel your muscles and refuel the rest of your body. Now your brain can primarily burn on ketones, and it prefers that. It's a better fuel source for your brain. So if we as a species weren't built to survive long-term fasts, and if we weren't built to survive it with great mental clarity and physical strength and agility, then we would have died as a species thousands of years ago. We would not have survived in the old world. So our bodies are designed to be optimized when we're not feeding ourselves. We have to be able to go out there and hunt for food, whether it be animals or forage for food out in the forest or in the fields. That was necessary, and it was common. All the major religions have practiced fasting because they knew the benefits that it had for mental clarity and physical cleansing. Jesus fasted, Muhammad fasted, Ramadan is a fasting holiday. The Jewish faith fasts, and so does I think it was Buddha, and was a proponent of fasting. In fact, Gandhi did some extended fasts, sometimes for protests, but he also understood the importance of fasting for your mental state and your physical state. Something we should be doing. It's something not to be afraid of. A couple cautions for you though. You do need to be able to consume some salt during that time period when you're fasting. If you have some headaches and so forth, it's because when your insulin is not raised, your body starts to flush extra salt, which is a good thing for most of us because we're holding too much salt, too much water weight. So when you start to fast, your body starts purging that extra water weight and that salt. So you have to replenish some of that salt in order to stop, maybe getting a headache. But that's what I say the major thing is. Of course, don't fast if you're a young kid. Don't fast if you're pregnant. Don't fast if you're very low body fat, because you could have some hormonal impacts due to fasts. And I would say up to a 7-day fast is pretty safe. Going over that has minimal extra benefits. Well, that's it. That's all I have for today for fasting. Have a great day. If you have any questions, reach out to me at healthcoachwade@gmail.com. healthcoachwade.com, or click on my website, healthcoachwade.com, and sign up for a free consultation. Have a great day.